Time isn't what the clock on your wall shows you. It's not the ticking sound you hear in a quiet room. True time is what your actions reveal. It's a common belief that we lose battles against time, that there's just not enough of it. But the truth is, most people fail not because time is their enemy, but because they fundamentally misunderstand what it is. It's easy to get trapped. Waiting for the right moment feels safe, doesn't it? Sticking to a familiar routine, day in and day out, feels correct. But time doesn't respond to waiting or routine. It responds only to one thing: your awareness and your alignment with the present moment. What I'm about to share isn't just some feel-good inspiration. It's a practical demonstration, a story that shows how your perception of time single-handedly decides your outcomes. Imagine a small, narrow town, a place where life moved like clockwork. Shops all opened at the same hour. The town bells rang in perfect unison. People went about their days, driven by habit, not by conscious thought. In this time was something to be followed, not something to be understood. Right in the center of this town stood a magnificent old clock tower. It was the town's pride, its landmark. But there was a secret hidden in plain sight. The clock on the tower had stopped working years ago. His hands were frozen, permanently stuck at a single moment. Yet, amazingly, the townspeople still checked it every day. They would glance up, nod, and adjust their pace based on what the broken clock said. They trusted it without a second thought. Then, a young man named Adam arrived. He was a delivery rider, new to the town. For him, timing was everything. It was his job, his livelihood. It didn't take him long to notice the obvious. The clock tower was wrong. The hands never moved, yet he watched, fascinated, as the entire town seemed to dance to its silent, frozen beat. Adam didn't ask questions. He simply observed. When the broken clock pointed to noon, shops would close for lunch. When it showed evening, the streetlights would flicker on. The town's schedule was built on a collective belief, not on reality. One afternoon, the system finally caught up with Adam. He had a crucial delivery to make. He had, for a moment, let himself fall into the town's rhythm and trusted the tower clock. He arrived, package in hand, only to find the customer had already left. Frustrated by the delay, the payment was lost. Adam didn't complain. He didn't blame the clock or the town. He simply understood. It was a lesson. That evening, he recalculated his entire approach. He went out and bought a simple, reliable wristwatch. But more than that, he started paying attention to the world around him. He learned to follow the arc of the sun. He tracked the length and direction of shadows. He completely stopped looking at the clock tower, and almost immediately, his work transformed. His delivery routes became faster, more efficient. He started arriving not just on time, but often before anyone even expected him. The local shop owners started to notice. Adam was always the first to arrive with their morning goods. Their shelves were stocked before the first customers even walked in. Meanwhile, other delivery riders, the ones who still followed the tower, were constantly late. They blamed bad luck. They complained about traffic. They blamed everything but the real cause. Then came the day of the town's annual festival. It was the busiest day of the year, and supplies were needed urgently, long before the festivities began. Most of the townspeople, and the other workers, waited. They waited for the broken clock tower to signal the start of the morning, just as they always did. But not Adam. He started his work hours before dawn, navigating the quiet, empty streets under the moonlight. He had all his deliveries finished before the chaos of the festival even began to stir. Later that day, as the crowds gathered in the main square, they found everything perfectly in place. The stalls were full, the decorations were up, and the supplies were ready. Adam stood quietly to the side. He didn't seek any praise or recognition. The results were visible for everyone to see. An old man, one of the town's elders, had been watching Adam. He walked slowly over to the clock tower and looked up at its frozen hands. The same hands he had trusted his entire life. And in that moment, he realized something profoundly simple. The clock had been broken all along, but time itself had not. Time had kept moving forward, whether they acknowledged it or not. The very next day, something shifted in the town. People started ignoring the clock tower. They began to rely on their own watches, on the sun, on reality. Shops opened earlier. The constant, nagging delays that had plagued the town began to disappear. Life became more fluid, more aligned with the actual rhythm of the day. The broken clock tower still stands in the center of the town, but it's no longer a guide. It's a monument. It's a reminder of a powerful mistake. The danger of trusting symbols over genuine understanding. The lesson here is structural. It's about how we live our own lives. Time doesn't reward you just for paying attention to it, for counting the minutes and hours. It rewards alignment. It rewards those who read reality, who see the world as it is, not as they wish it were or as they've been told it is. The people who move ahead are the ones who sync their actions with the real world. The ones who follow the illusion, the broken clock, will always be left waiting for a time that will never come. So ask yourself, what is the broken clock tower in your life? What illusion are you following? Finding it and choosing to ignore it might be the single most important decision you ever make. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that challenges the way we think. I'll see you in the next one.